Hey guys, so welcome to Autonoly. Autonoly is a platform that you can use to build powerful workflows in minutes. You can do so in 3 simple steps. You can even connect with hundreds of other apps that we have integrated with. To get started, all you need to do is create a free account. Once you do so, you'll be taken to the dashboard. And on the side, you can see that there are various options. There's workflows, where you would see all of your current automated workflows, credentials, where you can securely create all your credentials, and templates, where you can copy the workflows from. To get started, what we copy one of the templates that's already there, the YC startup directory scraper. Once you do so, you'll be taken into the builder. On the left side, you can see that there are various nodes for web automation, and there are also ones for SSH automations, file system automations, where you can create and manage files, database operations, where you can connect with your databases, API operations, where you can make API calls right on the flow, and analyze data like read CSV, clean missing data, transform the data, and save data. And there are various other nodes as well, but for now, since we are dealing with web, we'll click continue with this. To start off with, we need to launch the browser to open the Y Combinator startup directory. So what we'll do is we'll use the launch browser node. Now let's go to the Y Combinator website. You can see that there are a bunch of products, and as and when you scroll, you can see that more and more products keep loading. So what we need to do is handle this somehow. We have a node called as scroll node, which you can find under the interaction subcategory. So once you use it, you set it to progressive infinite scroll, because we do not know how long it would take, and then set a hard limit of 150 scrolls. And then what we need to do is we need to find the parent element of all of these child products. So you can right click inspect element and then select one of the child elements. And once you do so, you can see that there are a bunch of A tags, and enclosing all of it is a parent div. We need to copy the full XPath of that parent div. So right click on it, click on copy, and then copy full XPath. Now go back to our nodes builder, and here you need to select the extract child nodes, child collection node, and in there you select the selector type to be XPath, and then paste the full XPath. And then we need to save it as a file, YC data, and that's pretty much it. Now you can save the build flow, and then click on execute. Here you'll be taken to the execution viewer, where you can see the live scrape happening. You can see that the browser launched, and it started to scroll. This is going to take a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up. Once it's done, you can see that the data has been extracted, and since we haven't done anything after it, let's take a look at the URL that was generated. Once you open it, it would download, and then it would download a CSV file, and you can see that the complete data of all of the Y Combinator companies are downloaded. So this is pretty much how you scrape Y Combinator data. Now let's take a look at a different workflow. Let's say LinkedIn company page scraper. Here, let's try to scrape our Autonoly's company page. So again, you need to open the browser. And then let me delete the set viewport, because I've right now added that to the launch browser itself, where you can set the viewport. Let's set it to desktop. Now we need to first visit the LinkedIn page to see what exactly happens. So visit LinkedIn. You can see that there's a pop-up modal. We need to make sure that we close it. So we need to click on it. So we need the XPath. So go there, inspect element, select the close button, and then copy the full XPath of that SVG. And here you can just use the click element and paste the selector XPath to be this. So that would close the modal. And the next thing we need to do is get the HTML of the company. So select the parent element that encloses all of the details that you want. So this would be the image, and above that, if you notice, there's a parent container. So right click on it and copy the full XPath again. Now go back to our thing, and then get HTML from page node, and then paste that XPath. And let's also try to take a screenshot of that element. So what we'll do is next. First, let's set the company HTML. Also, let's take the screenshot of the specific element. paste that XPath, and then save it. Now we need to execute the workflow. You can see that it will launch the browser. The HTML from the page and take a screenshot. You can see that the complete workflow completed in around 15 seconds. And let's take a look at the HTML that was saved in the variable that we defined. You can see that the HTML is within it. And the screenshot, if you open it, you can see the screenshot. Now let's take a look at a different workflow. Let's try to Indian stock market analysis workflow. So I already have set it here. So let me open that up. So what it basically does is opens a bunch of various websites where you could gather the stock market news, like Money Control and Business Insider, and then gets the HTML from each of those pages, which would contain the live data, right? Here you can see it's Money Control again. And now we need to visit a bunch of other websites like Trading Economics, Economic Times, and then Business Insider. Once we do that, we need to pass it on to the AI chat mode. So we have the AI operations, so we can pass it to ChatGPT with all the content. First, you need to create the credential for the OpenAI. So we have a dedicated credentials option where you can create any sort of credentials in a secure manner. You don't have to enter anything manually in the flow. You need to define it here, which should encrypt the entire credential. And then once you're done there, you can go back to the flow and then use that credential. So here, the OpenAI API key, you just have to select the option as the key which you just created under credentials, and then give it a detailed prompt on what you want to do with all the HTML which is saved in the variables that you define under each of those. Which this result would be stored under the Indian market report variable name that we defined at the bottom. And this report would be in Markdown format because we instructed ChatGPT to do so. OpenAI API to do so. And we need to convert that to a PDF. So we will define that in a download URL, which would result in a download URL. And what I would do is, I have configured a simple SMTP server at the end of the node, which you can do if you do, and then mail it to whoever you want with the download URL. So once you do that, you can save the workflow and then hit execute. It will then launch the browser again, and you can see that it's going to visit all of the stock market websites that we defined and then get the HTML from the page. You can see that the Economic Times news report here. So once you have all of these informations in the HTML, all you need to do is give it to ChatGPT's API and then ask it to, give you a detailed insight on what are the stocks that you could buy, which is what is happening, and then it would send the email. So now when I go visit my email, you can see that I got the email. When I open it and download it, you can see that the complete report on what the current market sentiment is, the various indices, and the stock recommendations would be provided. So this is pretty much how you automate any of your digital tasks using Autonoly, be it web automation, SSH, file system, database. There's no limit to what you can do. So it's up to your creativity. So sign up on Autonoly and try it yourself. Cheers.